Would you all eat this bacon right here? Tasty, crispy, but the meat came from this little baby pig right here. And not only that, you had to eat it in front of the mother pig right here. She's watching the entire thing. Would you do that to the mother? Oh yeah, and you'll also get 100.
Anywho, so hello to everybody. I have some weird ass shit I have found and I want to share it because I'm not sure what to make of it, but I know it's not good. So, hi, Bode. How are you doing, sugar? Hope you're doing good. See, this is why I don't tweet out my live streams. It's always bad luck. So, anywho, so I'll just go ahead and like start this off with I mean, I'm not even sure how to start something like this off. It's the kind of weirdness you just wouldn't expect. And I find it really, really suspicious that the person that I'm going to be showing you has not gotten in trouble for the stuff he's done or the stuff he said. We've all been in trouble on social media for a lot less than what this guy has been saying. There we go. Let me see. Oh, let me not have it quite. There we go. This guy, oh boy, this guy right here. Holy shit. He was the chairman of the Oklahoma GOP. He's a former Marine from Oklahoma, lives in Oklahoma. And some of the stuff on here, it's got me a little concerned. And he carries a federal badge as far as I know. And he is, man, I'm afraid YouTube's actually going to take me down for this, actually, for even showing this, honestly. Like, some of the stuff he's said in the past has been, like, eyebrow raising at best. And, like, now some of y'all may have your opinions about things, and that's fine. But I think there's a certain way you go about things. But him to do this so publicly is it's a weird grift. It's a very weird grift going on. And man, let's see, I'll just hit play. Let's hope I don't get in trouble for it, but hold on.
The first day, we teach you more in depth on the modus operandi, the doctrine, what they're doing, who they are, and who they say they are with the Islamic movement, as well as the communist Marxist movement, how they're working together at the local level, and the successes they had, and how we can fight back against that. And then on day two, we set down you.
All right, so earlier in this stream, and I can show it to y'all. Earlier back in this recording, he was showing footage of different things and different people, and he was showing footage of the LGBTQ community and the Muslim community here in Oklahoma. And so when he talks about the enemies we talked about earlier, that's who he was showing. And I can actually rewind that later. But yeah, he's charging like $300 for a 2-day class. So that's where a lot of this grifting is coming into play. And it's going to be done at a church that I think is in Guthrie, Oklahoma. I think. I can't pronounce the spelling of that church, but it's like EKKLIA or something like that. Ekeziel? Something. I don't know how to. Be quiet, Dankers. Cat wants out. No! I'm arguing with the cat now. Great. Hold on a minute. Dankers, stop your shit. You're just gonna go outside and try to bully that other cat. Not happening. Come on. Out you go. Go pester somebody else. All right. Sorry, I'm back. Sounds. Hold on. I might be able to spell it in the chat. Give me a second. EKK. It's kind of like that. I'd have to look it up. Anyway, so this guy, oh man. But yeah, I'm so nervous to show this because I'm afraid YouTube's going to hit me for it. for a community guideline strike. But yeah, so if you can hear it, we'll get back to that because he's talking about the enemies and everything.
As a team, come together. You know each other. It's your community. You come together as a team. You pick your leader or leaders, and then you figure out what tools those folks on your team bring to the table, whatever that might be, to bring to the fight. Then we set you down and we hand walk you through what we call an operations order or a mission order. And those of you who've been in the military know what I'm talking about.
All right, so yeah, he's talking about you getting a team together. In this class, you're supposed to help you get a team together and get the tools you need or whatever. And yeah, talking about being issued order assignments. How fucking weird is that? But hold on.
Basically, we'll cover the situation you're facing at the local level and at the higher level and how that plays into the local level and what you can do at the local level to have a direct impact on the strategic or the national level, what you can do at the local level. Then we're going to talk about the mission, what your mission is going to be, the bad guys you're going to target. You get to pick the targets in your local area.
Holy crap. I actually hadn't caught this part, but yeah, he's like, you get to pick your target in your local area. And since he was talking about different groups of people that they're against, like, oh man. Man, I'm going to get in trouble for this. But hold up. All right.
We're going to help you with that. We're going to do some of our own research, and we're going to show you how to legally and lawfully wreck their day to push them out of your communities so you can start taking back your community. Then we're going to show you how to execute that mission, what you're going to need, how to put it all together, the administration and logistics that's involved with doing that, what you're going to need, and then a command and control structure or command and communication structure on how you can operate under the radar, how you can do it in a secure way via email.
Wow, do it under the radar. Okay. So if it's legal and lawful, why do you have to do it under the radar? I feel like that's a legitimate question to ask in this situation. So he's talking about finding deciding who's a target in your community and running them out. So lovely.
Yeah, communications through the phone and otherwise. So now you have a ground team working on the ground, and I want to reiterate this, and you're going to be able to delay, disrupt, and dismantle these bad actors at the local level to push them out of your community, and it's all legal and lawful to do. You're only restricted by your imagination, your creativity, and the boundaries of the law. And when you take the fight,
I don't know. Some of this doesn't sound like it's going to be a lawful situation, to be honest.
This enemy, they're going to run. And that's what we need to do. And as we wall off our communities, we can wall off our state and eventually our nation. And this is how we take back our constitutional republic. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Yeah, him talking about operating under the radar. Hold on. Oh yeah, but it gets worse. It's actually he's gonna say it in a more obvious way. He really is. Hey, Digital Pollution, how are you, darling? I hope you're doing good. But yeah, like, I think as it goes along, he just says a little more. It becomes more and more obvious that this does not actually. And no, don't get me wrong. I understand there are some things that the law doesn't help with. I get that. But if he was legit, I feel like he wouldn't be broadcasting it on fucking Facebook for everybody to see. And he hasn't gotten in trouble. So that tells me that he is probably one of the bad actors he talks about. Because the kind of stuff he sounds like he's hinting at, you don't broadcast. You meet some people together quietly and decide on stuff. If he's putting it out there and charging you $300 for a class for this, it sounds like people are going to be stupid enough to give him $300. Because remember, this guy is a Fed. Like, he works for, like, the intelligence community or fucking something. I forget what the hell it is he does. My cat was let in here again. I'm getting kind of annoyed at that. Thought so. Ah, okay. cats is so loud, it sounds like the cat's in here. Anyway, so, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he's more than that. I think he's more than an infiltrator. I think he was actually put here not to infiltrate, but to have people come to him. Cat, fuck off! I had the cat pawing at the door. Sorry. Anyway, and scare the cat off. There we go. I sprayed some perfume near its paw. Scared off. Little spray sound did it. Anyway, but yeah, I think he's morons are one thing, but this guy, he gets away with saying whatever he wants, broadcasting whatever he wants, and nobody's doing anything about it. I feel like whatever agency he works with is probably having him set something up to where like people who feel like they're being patriotic are going to get lured into something stupid and then get turned in and get arrested. So, oh shit, hit the wrong button. Hold on.
John, I want to say thank you so much.
She's got a bad
for the
echo.
Information. Number 2, for what you do. And number 3, for giving us this opportunity.
Yes, thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn some
I'm
bullshit for
obviously all
$300.
in. And our viewers online, I'm asking you if you have any questions. You talked to us about info warfare. Can you tell us, will that be part of the agenda?
Yeah, so the question was about information operations or information warfare. Yes, absolutely, because that's where they're kicking our butts. They're controlling the narrative, and we've got to counter that. We've got to defeat that. We've got to take the narrative back. And I'll give you an
This event is happening. Let me see. There's the address. The class will be on December the 2nd and the 3rd at the EKKLESIA of Oklahoma. Ecclesia. God damn this fucking cat. Jesus Christ. The cat's going crazy because we won't let him out because he likes to go bully other cats. And so he's like losing his shit. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, it's, and you guys should Google who General Flynn is right there. He might show up. And General Flynn is not even from here. He's not from Oklahoma. The thing that I've noticed so far that he had General Flynn and this guy talk and have in common is that at some point they were both working for Blackwater, which is basically a mercenary group. So I find that kind of fucking interesting. And his time in service, John Bennett was in the Marines, and I do believe in Afghanistan when a massacre happened. Blackwater got a little bit of trouble for a massacre they did where it killed and injured 20 civilian Afghanis, men, women, and children. And so either John Bennett was there for it or it wasn't a deal breaker for him after the fact. But yeah, these people are, let's get into it. Hold on.
An example of what I'm talking about. Right now, I don't know if you guys are hearing this or seeing this in the news, but this is what we call markers or indicators. And those markers and indicators that we're seeing is Biden started it, DHS did it, the Lincoln Project and other establishment Republicans like Mitch McConnell now, they're all coming up, they're all pitching this term, Christian nationalists or white Christian nationalists, and tying us to Taliban, tying us to terrorists, and we're the worst people on the planet. And what that's doing is causing a wedge. And there's many creative ways. I'm not going to give them all the way here, but yes, we're going to sit down with you.
With OTU Media, Ecclesia or Ecclesia.
Ecclesia. Okay, it's pronounced Ecclesia.
Those who are
church, and I think it's in Guthrie.
On the conservative,
and if it's the church I think it is,
as well.
Their ministers is psycho.
So for the Patriots, I just want you.
Oh, and also this guy right here, I do believe is ordained as a minister. That seems to be like a prerequisite for running for office in Oklahoma, apparently. So,
Guys to know you're going to be safe in the class. Don't worry. And because we vet everyone and we have security. So,
yeah, they're going to be vetting anybody. So there's no way that I can infiltrate and go like check this out for you guys, because John Bennett knows who I am and he doesn't like me and I don't like him. So there's like no way I could sneak this one past.
don't worry about that part of it. But we do need you to go to the website and sign up. Otherwise, you won't be allowed in the class.
Absolutely. Thank you, John, for bringing that up. I am posting that so you can scan the QR code if you are having difficulty with it.
We're the only organization in the country.
Going to the class,
Okay.
getting registered, and signing up.
After when he
John,
starts
what am I
talking
missing?
again, that's when some of this crazy
Yeah, absolutely.
shit.
I mean, that's the next step is sign up for the class. Once you come to the class,
Here we go.
it's really going to open things up for you. Like, oh my gosh, we're the only organization in the country that's actually giving patriots the tools to go out and actively go after the enemy. There's many people out there educating on the threats. We see it on the news. You can go educate yourself on it because it's all out and open, because the enemies that I explained earlier, they are all very bold about what they're doing because they feel like they've won already. But what they don't know is, just like our founding fathers, we're just not going to give up. And when you come to the class, so the first thing to do is sign up for the class, come to the class. Once you get the training, then your team is going to be operating together. And we're going to be taking a fight to the bad guys. And that'll be your next step.
And taking the fight to the bad guys after you've had 2 days of training class. Sorry, it's a little bit funny. Yeah, and remember, this guy is like has a federal, or did recently have a federal badge, and he was our most recent, or our last chairman of the GOP. Like this dude is such a top tier grifter. Holy shit, $300 for a class. This guy can finagle money out of anybody. I'm impressed with it. But the fact that he is talking like this and saying this stuff, it's not that I don't agree with the concept, kind of. It's that never has it been a legitimate situation where he could broadcast it like that. It does. It sounds very much like a setup. That's what I put in my TikTok video about it. It does sound like a setup. You're going to get people's money. You're going to properly vet you, but, you know. Sorry, I'm chewing on candy. But yeah, it sounds very much like a setup to me.
Excellent. I have 2 more questions here. Will we obtain tools and resources?
Yes, absolutely. When you walk out on day 2, you're going to have an entire operations plan, either on paper and or on your laptops. You're going to.
Yeah, because, you know, it being on your laptop, yeah, that can't be hacked or traced or anything, right? Oh, boy.
Have the resources.
Tools and resources. I don't know if that's code for anything, but okay.
Of communication resources, of being able to talk to each other, communicate via email and or phone or text or group meetings in a end-to-end encrypted way. You'll have those tools, and then you'll have additional tools as we go farther, because we have a lot of allies and a lot of access to a lot of things.
Oh, you saw him hesitate. We have access to a lot of things. It sounded like he tried to stop himself from saying something else, didn't it? Hey, Too Tall, what's up? This guy I think he's about to set up a bunch of people. There's going to be a bunch of patriot types in Oklahoma that are going to fall for this. I've tried to warn people about John Bennett and nobody listened. They're like, he's a patriot. He's a good guy. It's fucking pathetic. They're going to lick his boots all the way to they get themselves shot and killed or arrested.
Most people do not.
Yeah, he's saying we have access to a lot, and he hesitated I can't say what he was going to say, but he hesitated and changed it to a lot of things that regular people do not. Sounds like he's got a bunch of stuff that maybe.
We can do a lot of things which we offer to the teams that are built and are operating. And again, I just want to reiterate, it's all legal and lawful.
Is it though?
But we have those tools that we'll give you to help you.
Yeah, we have a lot of things that regular people don't have access to. I'm sorry, that sounds like code. And they keep saying that it's legal and lawful, but it doesn't sound like it is. Now, granted, I understand I'm breaking the law sometimes. Like, I'm not even against that. But the fact that he is saying it so publicly, this is the kind of stuff people discuss quietly behind closed doors and plan. And he is like against all LGBTQ people, not just some. Like, he hates all of them, and he hates all Muslims. Like, you should, like, I could pull up some stuff that is written that he has said. And yeah, he hates anybody who's Muslim or part of the LGBTQ community. Like, it doesn't matter if they're like good, respectable, tax-paying citizen. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. He wants them gone. And so this guy, yeah, he was talking about, yeah, we'll tell you how to help target your enemies that we talked about earlier. And it was footage of like the worst examples of the groups he's talking about. And you know these people are going to go the extreme. They're not going to target just certain people who have done certain things. They're going to go after anybody who remotely like that group. It's going to be a fucking mess.
In your mission plan as you go forward and taking the fight to the enemy in your community.
Excellent.
Talking about enemies in your community. God, that sounds terrible. It sounds like you're turning neighbor against neighbor, but okay.
Do we have to do anything before the class? I don't believe so. Just make sure you register.
So there's not a lot of prep prior to it. However, once you sign up and you pass vetting, we're going to email you a lot of resources as well, documents and things like that. And we'll let you know there's one or two things that you need to read up on or be familiar with when you come to the class, but the rest of it is just basically resources for you to have and to save in the event that you need to do deeper research or whatever. So yes, you'll have all those things. The key, as someone asked a while ago, the first thing is just sign up. As soon as you sign up, we will vet you, and once you're vetted and approved, we will send you all the information that you need, the location of the class, the time, the dates, the resources. We're going to be sending quite a few resources digitally that you can have as well.
Okay. One last question that I've gotten is payment for the class.
So once you sign up and you pass vetting, executive assistant will reach out to you by phone and do the payment over the phone.
Perfect. Okay. I haven't gotten any more questions. John, is there anything that you need to give us as more information? This is fabulous.
Well, I'll just say we just scratched the tip of the iceberg today.
Wow,
I mean, this is just a general overview of what we're facing. It's a lot worse than this, but we still have hope. First and foremost, that hope is found in Jesus Christ. But this is a tool that he's given to us to do.
Oh my God. Anywho. Well, sounds like he's going to be encouraging regular citizens to go out and kill their fellow citizens in the name of God. Awesome. That's just great. So yeah, I saw that earlier, and I'm just like, wow. He's really good at putting stuff together to really get people inflamed. He is. I think he's very concerning, and there's really nothing that can be done, honestly, because if it is a Fed situation where they're setting up patriots, you can't. Who do you call on that? They are the ones that you would call. Like, the Feds have set people up before. They have lured them into things and got them to do stuff they might not have otherwise done because they didn't have the resources to do it. And it sounds like he's doing exactly that. Think about it. People have said less than that and got in trouble. He hasn't. The way to know like who's the good guy and who's the bad guy is see who they go after. See who gets censored and who doesn't. You know what I mean? That kind of tells you. And so, yeah. And actually, I'd done a TikTok about him before as well. Hold on. Well, because back in June when they were having the primaries, he and General Flynn were promoting like a whole bunch of candidates, most of which lost, which I actually thought was a little bit hilarious because they had this like elitist group of candidates and they were called the Freedom Ticket. But yeah, I'll show you the TikTok I had done on that just to give you some kind of backstory, I guess, a little bit on this. Hold up. One of my videos about John Bennett had been taken down off TikTok for some reason, but there is still like one remaining. So hold on a minute. I think it's this one. Is it not working? What the fuck?
I'm not the most polished candidate, but at least I'm the most.
Took a really strange turn. He went. Well, I have to say, things took a really strange
it's
turn.
about someone else.
He went 2 weeks ago from being ignored by News 9 to suddenly being endorsed by General Flynn. And the strange thing is, everybody in this group has been endorsed by General Flynn.
There's Bennett right
now,
there.
I would like y'all to read up on this particular individual when you get the chance. But you will notice when you look up, you will see that they've all been endorsed by him. Now, he's obviously a governor candidate. This is U.S. Senate. But a lot of them, like, say, Merrick right here, he's running for state Senate.
And my mouse is on John Bennett, the guy you just saw talking.
If you look them up,
him and Flynn are like, they work in cahoots to do some weird ass shit.
All up, you will realize that he endorses them before they are allowed in this group. Why would somebody, this odd, peculiar fella, General Flynn, be the one that calls the shots on who's allowed in and who isn't? Also, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but side note, he does have connections with Blackwater, or he did, and so does John Bennett, which you can also look that up, by the way. But yeah, so apparently this is the guy that decides on whether or not someone is considered a viable candidate, and that is what gets presented to everyone. And that's why you see so many of the words. Because they have an unbelievable amount of funding. If you look up each of these candidates, you'd be surprised.
All right, sadly, it's not as interesting as the other video I had done, but, you know, meh. Oh, they don't care, though. They don't care. They do whatever they want. Now, I don't know if he's part of, like, U.S. Marshals or something else. I don't know. The person who was mad at him and told me about his badge just told me it was a federal badge, but he couldn't tell which one it was. I can Google him probably and find out some stuff, but his website indicates that he used to work for Blackwater. Oh my God. Hold on a minute. Sorry, there was a cigarette delivery. Yay. Yes, exactly. And the fact that he barely has to hide what he's saying in that interview or that stream tells me pretty much everything I need to know. It's a fucking setup. It has to be. There's no way they'd charge you $300 for a class, because part of that, I think, is like, yeah, he's gonna grift money off of people. I mean, I've seen this guy grift, and I can't believe people fall for his shit. I can't believe it. And they're going to have this meeting at the Ecclesial or whatever it is church. And let me see. I think that's in Guthrie. I think. Let me look that up real quick. Hold up. EKK. I don't know if I'm spelling that right, but hopefully it'll figure out what I'm trying to spell. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I figured it out. There's a few of them, actually. Huh. One's in Pauls Valley, one's in Muskogee, and one is in Eufaula. Probably the one in Muskogee, though. I'm going to guess probably so because a lot of their stuff goes on around Guthrie, Tulsa, Muskogee, Owasso, which is outside of Muskogee. Or outside of Tulsa. So yeah, I'm going to guess it's the one in Muskogee, probably. I'm willing to bet that's probably the one, to be honest. But yeah, that guy kind of freaks me out. I'm not going to lie. Like, oh, hold on. I got a couple of messages. Sorry. Anyway, I was responding to a message. But yeah, like, actually, I'll go back and I will show you some of his other stuff. But that, I figured that's, quite wild anyway. What's going on? Everybody, like, coming in here and checking on me. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Well, hold on. So,
that. In the late 1700s, Dr. Benjamin Franklin was walking out of Independence Hall.
oh yeah, he's got a hard on for Benjamin Franklin, but Benjamin Franklin would probably think he's a nutcase.
He fixed from the top down. And we've got to realize that first. So what I'm going to do today is give you a general overview of these threats that we face, which you probably already know.
So you're about to see who he wants people to target. And it's never going to be a precise situation anyway. It's going to be pretty much anybody in that community that he deems a target.
Knocking on our doors, but I'm going to remind you of that today very briefly. And then I'm going to talk about the only answer. We're the only organization in the United States, the only national security apparatus.
Oh, national security. Oh, I guess that's what his federal badge is. It's national. It's like a national security, like Department of Homeland Security type of a thing.
Actually empowering citizens and giving them the tools to take action against the enemies of liberty. So, as
vanquishing liberty's enemy. Vanquishing. Okay. General overview of threats and the only answer. That sounds similar to the final solution, but I might be exaggerating.
I want you to watch this quick video.
Oh yeah, he makes a video that would get a lot of people inflamed. YouTube, do not take me down. This is for educational purposes only and for critiquing. Please do not take me down for this.
That we put together that kind of gives you a snapshot of the totality of the threats that we face today.
Oh, beautiful for space.
I don't know if that's going to give me a copyright hit or not. So, yeah, he shows his video. He shows the worst of a situation. A lot of the times I've seen the people who protest, especially during the day, have gotten a permit to protest from the city. Like, these people are just marching. Like, setting stuff on fire made sense, but he's just showing people marching. People have a right to march. But I guess he wants you to go after people who peacefully march, too. I mean, granted, the American flag thing people aren't going to like, but yeah. And yeah. So Yeah, he's showing the worst of people. Yeah, that was pretty messed up. So, I mean, I agree, being against. Yeah, because they're not going to just go after one or two people. They're going to end up expanding it to anybody who's wearing rainbow, anybody who might have a face covering. Like, if people are marching peacefully, so what? But he's going to encourage people to go after them too. He probably will even sink low enough to run people out of a community that have a rainbow flag in general. And he's made it quite clear that he does not like the Muslim community. But let's unmute this so the song is over.
Yet they're doing it through our political system. They're doing it through our social systems, through our colleges, and so many other ways. But we don't know this. We can't call the enemy what they are. Therefore, we can't defeat them. The basic warfighting doctrine in the United States says you can't defeat the enemy until you know who they say they are, how they operate, and why they do what they do. And our government has failed to do that. So where
Yes,
is this
our
war
government has
won?
failed.
It's
I
won
agree with that
in
part.
the information battle space. Controlling the narrative is what the other side is doing, and we need to grab a hold of that and figure out what's going on. And the only way to do that is to look at the foundation of what they're doing
Okay.
is. And the root cause that causes all these issues and the evil we're seeing today being perpetrated in our constitutional republic is being perpetrated by this cabal, the Islamic movement, communist Marxist movement, and their collaboration.
Yeah, he has had beef with this a few mosques here in Oklahoma. He has talked shit about them, and they haven't even done anything. But it's wild.
And financiers. So we have to know who they are and go after them. So let me kind of break that.
I don't know if he was this bad before he went to Afghanistan or became this much of a weirdo after he came back from Afghanistan. But some folks don't come back okay. I'm not trying to be mean, but sometimes folks don't come back okay.
Down separately and then tie it all together. Well, the first issue is the Marxist and the communist movement, and their objective is control of the state and power. So you have a unified communist objective pushing for communism and Marxism. You can put whatever name you want on it, but we see it all unfold in front of us. BLM, Antifa, the Democrat Party is in fact the Communist Party today.
So what's he
You've
going to
got
do? Run
these
out all
different
Democrats? I mean, I don't see how he's going to do that. You know what I mean?
organizations, and there's thousands of them across the United States, and their unified objective is communism. Well, how do we know this, and how do we know what they want or what they're going to do? Well, they tell us in all of their, because they're unpleasant to the American people. These titles they've been smeared too much. He went on to say that we're going to take the United States under the labels of a lovable label such as liberalism, progressivism, under religion, discredit the Bible, and emphasize the need. The root of the problem is or Sharia law. So this right here,
he's talking about
Spencer
Sharia law
O'Connell.
here.
I mean, he was graduating.
Yeah, this is,
West
I gotta
Point,
admit,
which
this
is
is kind of wild. This kid was graduating from West Point and has inside his hat says communism will win. I gotta admit, that is kind of weird. It is. He's not wrong. That is kind of weird. But I'm so stuck on, but this is giving you an idea of, this is giving you an idea of who he wants his I guess, troops to go after. These are the kind of people. Now, I understand being against drag performers performing in front of kids. I get that, but yeah, he's going to have people go after the whole rainbow, though, whether they've done anything or not.
One of our premier military academies, and look at the shirt he's wearing underneath his uniform. He's obviously very proud of this. This is Che Guevara. He is a Marxist revolutionist.
Yes.
They've come after our children in our public school systems.
Yeah, the public school thing is a shit, though.
Patrice Cullors, and you've got all of the states of Oklahoma. How about this example right here? There's at least 23 former U.S. senators and congressmen who lobby for Chinese military or Chinese intelligence link.
Yeah, and that's a problem. I agree, that is a problem. But so what? This 2-day class, he said he's going to help people find their targets and help them, let them pick their own targets, which is weird. And it's dealing with the people he mentioned earlier, is what he said. These are the people he mentions earlier. So this is what he's talking about. Is he talking about having people go after former U.S. senators? If so, that's not something you really talk about publicly, to be honest. Yeah, I invited you to actually come up here so you can give your opinion on this. That's crazy. That stuff that John Bennett was saying. The sad part is that they're all registered vote. They are. They absolutely are. Like, the whole thing is a mess. Like, I get sometimes you got to do sneaky shit to get shit done. But the fact that he's saying this publicly, dude, he is setting people up. He is setting patriots up to get caught up in it. And of course, they love him so much, they'll never rat him out. And they'll just go get punished. It's fucking weird. They had like this weird like crush on him or something. And like, I have tried to warn people that something was up with this guy. This just proves I was right the whole time, that he's something weird. And I mean, that, I feel like a lot of what I showed you says pretty much everything. I mean, all it is about an hour and 50 minutes of all the same shit. Him trying to beat around the bush, trying to hint at things, trying to say it without saying it. I mean, yikes. Telling, you'll have your team, you'll pick your leader, and you guys can pick your targets or take ones assigned to you for a mission. So he's going to have these folks pay $300 for his class so they can go play Call of Duty in real life. Are you fucking kidding me? I just can't with that. Oh my God. Anyway, but well, I am sad because now you're going to have to look at the beginning and see some of the crazy shit this Fed said on a live stream the other day that I caught. I had only seen it today or last night, and so I was like, I have to show this. I wanted an entire panel to get everyone's opinion on it, but I think a lot of people wanted to avoid this. But yeah, go back and look at it. You'll totally freak out. Like, the first clip is actually funny. It's a cat thing. It's a cat eating something. But yeah, once you watch the rest of the clips, dude, you'll be kind of freaked out, I think. Yeah. So not to get myself in any trouble. So I guess I'll end the live stream now. I might live stream again later with like regular stuff. But yeah, I figured I'd show this to people because damn. But lots of hugs. Oh, and if you would like to send some money to my PayPal to help me fix my car, that would be super, super awesome. I would appreciate it because I need CB shafts because it's really hard to go anywhere if your car ain't working. So if you want to send some love, I would appreciate it. It's the little pinned comment, as you probably saw. Anyway, but love y'all so much. Feel free to share that crazy ass shit. I will talk to you later. Lots of hugs, Bone. Hugs, Jacob. Hugs, Digital. Her.